87.8 Hard Rock FM Bali. You guys are with me, Cheryl Marella, and guess who's in the house?
Hey.
Moffatts.
Guys, please tell us how you guys are doing, what you guys have been doing here in Bali so far.
Well, what we've been doing is we've been just hanging out, really, getting massages and trying to relax and kind of get ready for the next run of shows. We did a show in Jakarta, which was phenomenal. It's a memory that will easily be remembered for, well, at least as far as I can tell, for my immediate future. It'll be remembered. It's in there, locked in away, you know. So that was a wonderful show, and now we've got to carry on and do some shows in the Philippines and Singapore. So it should be a wonderful month here in Asia. It's been wonderful so far.
We saw some really nice waterfalls as well. We've been trying to go to areas that we've never been. We were in Ubud for like maybe 5 days, and so from Ubud we traveled a little bit, you know, into areas that we'd never been before to see like some really cool waterfalls. So we've been doing lots of walking, lots of stairs. So we're getting our cardio in, that's for sure. Yeah.
How do you like that?
It's good. I've put on a lot of weight, so it's a little bit more difficult for me, but I am enjoying it. Yeah.
But you're a yoga guru.
You know what? I'm not a guru.
He has fallen.
That's
off
questionable.
The
The guru, that's questionable. He does yoga though. He does do it.
Actually, to be honest with you, I was doing yoga for a really long time. I was teaching yoga for around 8 years, but ever since I left Toronto, I've been focusing more on just putting weight on. I was really, really skinny, so I didn't look that healthy. So I've just been putting weight on, and now when I try to twist, it's like my body doesn't know what is going on. So when I get after this tour, I'm start getting back into it. But I'm just trying to put on weight. I think that's what my goal has been. That's awesome. Yeah. Bulking up. Yeah.
I've been focusing on working on this muscle here. You know, just really focused on it.
You guys been having like a pretty long break, right? About
Yeah.
16, 17 years. What's the life lesson, like personally, because you guys been giving space to each other, growing and all that. What's the life lesson, like personally for all of you?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've definitely taken a break as the Moffatts, but we've been so busy individually and you know we do communicate with each other. We do talk to each other quite a bit. But yeah, the break has been nice, and I think the biggest thing is just we've been able to through that time kind of evolve as individuals.
Right.
And learn a little bit more about ourselves, because when you're in a band, you're kind of in a role, if you will, like you're doing your thing.
You got your blinders on.
You got your blinders on, and then the moment you get out of that, it's just the world's a little bigger. But it's nice to come back and honestly go back into a little bit of a role and experience that again, because it's a different feel, and there's a little more team.
Right.
I guess there's a team aspect. I mean, Claire and I work together a lot, so we experience that a lot. But even when you're doing it with 4 people, it's even more difficult and challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And all of you guys been like living overseas before, like you were in Thailand.
Yeah.
You guys were in Thailand. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been in Indonesia for maybe around going on 6 months now, I think.
Oh, where?
So yeah, I've been in Jakarta.
Huh.
Yeah, and I've been really enjoying it. I've got like I really love Indonesian food. Like I love nasi goreng. I like perkedel. I like padang. I like soto. I like.
That weight on.
Babi guli.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I think that eating in Jakarta is really. I mean, if I eat any more martabak,
Oh my God, we just had that in the car.
Did you have the manis or the telur? Manis.
The cheese.
Oh, see now,
Oh my God.
I don't think that we understand the cheese and chocolate. That's not. That's like an Indonesian thing.
Yeah, it is.
But I like the. I like.
any of this.
It's like a giant pancake with like lots of margarine, and then they put chocolate and crushed peanuts and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
So it's very good, but you know you can only eat so much of it. You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
What was my question again?
Your question was how much have we like what experiences have we learned from them being apart?
That's right. Yeah.
You're fired. You're fired.
No, actually,
I'm taking over. I'm taking over.
It was a different question.
she followed up with another question.
She did. I'm fired.
You've all lived in Asia.
I'm fired.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean,
That's how we got there.
I think that I was also a little jealous because I had seen them all living in Asia, and I always felt like such a connection here. I found an opportunity to come here and, you know, be in this nice hot weather. I like it over, you know, cold weather.
Back in 2017, you had the Farewell tour, right? And then a year after that, there's a mini album coming out. Actually came out already.
Yeah, the EP's out.
And then a 90s concert, and then like a complete reunion, full team like this.
Yes.
What is actually happening? I mean, we're excited about that.
Well, what happened was, you know, when we did the farewell tour, we were like, well, you know, it might be a good idea to do this because we really, the Moffatts just disappeared. After we released Some Modalities, you know, things just didn't work out with the releases of the singles, and we went too rock for a lot of our audience. So there wasn't the demand that was there before. So we just kind of carried on, we went with the flow. You know, our lives led us a certain path, and we went down that path. So we figured it would be great to actually do an official goodbye, and come back and say hello and goodbye for like a final time. But it went so well, and Dave wasn't able to make it. There was a demand for it. You know, where I'm going to be honest, when we left, a lot of people that were initially skeptical of the idea of us coming back, the tune had changed, right? So Jakarta was another market that actually was very into bringing us back into the Asian market. So we decided, hey, we might as well do it. It gives us a great opportunity to record more music together and see how that goes, and see how we can contribute later in life now. So I think it's a wonderful thing for us to do, and we don't know what the future holds. It might happen again, and it could be a pretty cool thing to carry on a tradition of continuing on making music together, whether it be not maybe full time, but something we can do from time to time.
And about that chapter 2, right? My favorite will be Secret. I really like that one. I haven't really heard music, the anti-freeze style, and, you know, California kind of sound or music. But is that the plan, or what's the plan for the?
Well, I don't think. I think for for Moffat fans, I don't think I'm sold that that's what they're into. I think that's somewhere in between. No. I know you are, and we will provide. There's more stuff like that on chapter 2 that is much more up your alley. Absolutely, so good. I think you'll like.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we have to provide something. We realize that, you know, my solo records, I can do whatever the heck I want, right? There's no market for it, and even if there is a market for it, it's for me ultimately to express myself and to evolve as a musician. But as the Moffatts goes, I think we have to provide something for Moffat fans, you know, and we have to meet them somewhere in the middle. So chapter 1 went over extremely well. We know that. They clearly like that stuff. So I think finding a balance between what we want and what the audience wants is ultimately what we should be doing. And that's what we'll carry on doing. So yeah, we'll provide like 1 or 2 tracks that if you like that sort of stuff with more edge, that'll be there.
I think it's more of like I think the EP, the chapter 2, is more of a transitional album that didn't happen, that we kind of wanted to make happen, because the jump from chapter 1 to Submodalities was so drastic. I think a lot of our fans had a hard time understanding how we got there. So I think that what we tried to do with this record was try to find a happy medium between the both, so that that transition could be kind of seen. And yeah, like Scott was saying, there's stuff on it for people that love chapter 1 and Submodalities. So yeah.
That's great to hear. Plus, I've watched the music video "So in Love." Did you shoot it in Bali?
I did, yeah.
You did.
In Ubud.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I was like, huh.
In the rice fields. Yeah.
I saw that.
It was. I mean, it's a great location to to shoot anything really.
Yeah.
You know, we had some nice drinks, and the breeze was really nice, so it was nice. I wish I could shoot everything in Bali.
But you shot it separately,
Yeah.
was it? Ah, okay.
Well, no, not completely separately, because Bob and I were actually traveling in Alberta, so we shot our stuff in almost the same locations, and then Clint did shoot his in Nashville, and Dave shot his in Bali. So at least Bob and I got to shoot in the same location.
Right. Okay. What else do I want to ask? When are you guys gonna come back to Bali?
I'd like to make it a yearly thing if
Yeah.
it's possible, you know, but it's a long flight, and I have a 1.5-year-old son, so it's a long trip for him too. But the older they get, I think the more easy flying's going to be. But that 20-hour trip's a long one.
Yeah.
But I love it here. Love it.
Yeah. How do you guys not get bored at each other when you guys are together all the time like this, touring, making music, recording?
Actually, I don't think that. I think that we were bored with one another during chapter 1 in submodalities. I think
We're less bored with each other now.
we're definitely less bored. I think that more than anything, like we're older,
Yeah.
and I think that we can more appreciate our individual qualities.
Yes.
Whereas before, sometimes, but definitely easier now. Whereas before it was just
intolerable.
as before it was always intolerable. It was very difficult back then. But now I think that we can laugh a little bit more about it. We can enjoy it a little bit more, which is, you know, I think what this whole process should be about, having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have like quick questions so that you guys can whatever you guys think is the answer, just answer it.
Okay.
But one Moffat who plays with the phone the most.
Right now, I would say Bob.
Bob.
Right now. He's our social media guy. He's really taking it on.
Oh, I was gonna say who loves Instagram the most.
I would say that I'm not like in love with it. I just use it. Like that sounds kind of weird, but
It's a tool.
I think that I'm on it quite often, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Who's the most romantic Moffat?
Maybe Dave and Clint.
I think
I would
we all-
definitely say Dave and
We all have our
Clint.
moments except for Scott.
Scott has had his moments.
I wore out my romantic side. It's worn out. It's given up.
Who's the most adventurous?
I think I am.
I think Scott and I are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It
and
depends.
I mean, I'll eat anything. I'll try anything.
Yeah,
once.
I think adventure is
Tim
different.
and I
are on an insane adventure. We actually have a new I guess adventure actually that we're on called Music Travel Love, and so we've actually been to. Well, last month we went to about eight of the America's most impressive backgrounds. So we're actually shooting videos against some of the greatest backdrops here in Bali too. So our life has actually gone from being pretty like Nashville to like kind of an insane adventure actually. So maybe Clint and I are the most adventurous actually.
Wow. No, I'm still going on adventures every weekend. So
I would
can't say
I,
that.
I honestly think that we all have that in our blood. You know, I love adventure. Like I love, but to me, adventure, you know, isn't necessarily the same. Like I like walking. Walking for me is like a way for me to sort of wind down. Like there's a few things in my life that actually allow me to decompress and to kind of really mellow out, and walking's one of them. One of those kind of things for me. So and I like to walk with my family. Like just walk around. You know.
Clint is the only Moffat here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Clint is the only Moffat that has a child, and definitely having a kid is an adventure. So, in its own way, for sure. So we all have our own adventures, I guess.
That's great to hear. I mean, what's life without adventures, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Last but not least, yesterday was Hard Rock FM Bali, specifically 19th birthday. So
Happy birthday.
we wish
Happy birthday.
happy birthday to Hard Rock FM.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard Rock FM Ballet. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, guys!
Happy
Awesome. 19
Crushing
years. Amazing.
Yay! Thank you.
Keeping the rock alive. Keeping the rock alive.
Hard rock.